will show you what I am doing. We're just making a little bit of a cut. And then another cut, and you want to not go all the way through like that because that would be a mistake. And then you want to cut and not cut your cutting board like that either. Thank you. Oh no, it is actually 2 recipes I am working with. I think the one that you posted is the correct one. As far as ingredients go, the creative side is this other recipe. So, this one I have completely broken, and you do not want to do that. So I showed you what not to do. Now we will take the rest of the carrots and do them the right way, or else. So it might be easier. This was maybe too long of a piece to work with. So we're going to just take this piece and cut a little ways down, and then another little ways down, and not go all the way. Almost went all the way on that one. Yes, the best way to learn is from experience. Experience is a wonderful teacher, as you will learn as you grow older like me. Alright, you might be thinking, Grandma, this doesn't look like a pumpkin. Well, don't worry, children, I am almost ready to show you the final method, where you take a peeler and even that out into a more rounded, pumpkin-y shape, like so. And if you're thinking the stem looks a little too large, you can always just cut that right down. You don't have to leave it, you know. It can be adjusted as you go. You just want to make a nice, cute, pumpkin-y shape. And then we will slice these into little carrot pieces that we will use in our chicken boodle soup. So something a little like that. Let's see what that looks like sliced, shall we? That is very cute. And this is just our first try, so we're just gonna keep doing this until we get really good at it. How does that sound? I think it sounds good. Thank you very much for pointing that out. The arthritis makes it difficult to cut, and that is why I made such a mistake with these ones. So if you don't have arthritis, this is probably going to be quite a bit easier for you. So we will cut a few more of these pumpkin-y pieces, and they are quite adorable if you do them correctly. If you don't have arthritis but you have fat fingers, the same rules apply. So we are going to slice down into the pumpkin shape. I'm going to do a slightly less intense cut this time, and I'm going to try and do a larger pumpkin shape. I think this is going to go very well. I'm glad you're enjoying the music. This is what I felt like listening to today, and usually I listen to classical. I'm just feeling a little sassy today, so this is my playlist that I call Sassy. This is very cute. I am very much enjoying how this is turning out for our chicken boodle soup. If I could go back to any moment in life, what would it be? I think it was when I met your late grandfather. He was just such a charmer, and I wish I wish that I could see him again, but I know he's waiting for me on the other side. And I look forward to being reunited with him. But the first day that we met was actually at this nice little swing club. I had just learned how to swing dance, as most of us had in that day. And, you know, that was the dance of the time. And your grandfather just charmed my socks off. And I knew I had to marry him someday. And wouldn't you know it, we did get married. Thank you, King Frodo, for the host. Alright, so we have another pumpkin-shaped carrot. I'm very proud of this one. So we're just going to slice that into little pieces, hopefully not breaking them apart too badly. Oh, and if that happens, you're just gonna have a pumpkin with a tiny stem, and that is okay too. The mistakes just mean that you're human. And there we go. We've got some varied shapes and sizes of pumpkins right here. Hello, Demon. It's very good to see you. How is your Tuesday going? Oh, let's see. How many years were we married? Oh, wow. It's hard to keep track of because, you know, he just passed away on my birthday 2 years ago when I had just turned 100 years old. And it was just, you know, I don't know how many years we were married. I forget. Thank you very much, the dude. It was difficult because it was my birthday and it was also Christmas. But I like to think that on Christmas he's still looking down and watching, and I always wrap one gift and put it under the tree just for him every year. December 25th is my birthday. I think he passed on my birthday for a reason. I think it was because he just really loved me. Alright, we're gonna keep moving forward with these little pumpkin shapes. Miss Rice Krispies, I have a little bit of dementia and I don't remember. Unfortunately, that's one of the things that happens when you get to be my age. Your memory goes. We're going to cut. I think I need to cut this in half to make sure I don't ruin these beautiful pumpkin shapes. Yes, you don't need to feel sorry for me. It is a part of life. Life and death, they are all part of life. And I know that I will see your grandfather again, and so I am not sad. Okay, we're going to round this out a little bit so it becomes a little pumpkin-y shape. And then we're going to cut that because the stem wouldn't be that long naturally. Which celeb do you think he's hanging out with? Oh wow, that is quite the question. I don't know. He had so many favorites. It's hard to remember. probably John Lennon. Probably a little bit. We've got a beautiful misshapen pumpkin here. We're gonna cut that. Elvis, yes, I was gonna say Elvis. I don't think he really had a favorite. He's probably hanging out with a lot of people. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna keep working on it. Get that removed. So we've got kind of a rough pumpkin-y shape. pumpkin carrots. Looking pretty good. Let's cut that. Oh, that one I lost the little hat. I gotta be careful. Let's cut from the top. I think we'll avoid that issue if I cut from the top. That one didn't work. I think this one will. Perfect. It's kind of funny looking. Some of these, the hats fell off. I don't know. I must have cut that one wrong. Oopsies. Alright, now, part of me is wondering if I should just do the rest of them regular and have a few of them be little pumpkins, because I feel like I'm using a lot of pieces of carrot and cutting a lot of pieces off that we could be using for good carrot pieces. There we go. So we've got, just to review, we have a bunch of very cute pumpkin carrots, and the rest of them we're just going to cut into regular carrot shapes. Or different shapes that I'm not sure what they are. Let's see if we can get that one. I think I could make this one look like a pumpkin, don't you? Looks a little funky. I could fix it. Okay, that is shaping up nicely, if you know what I mean. Okay, I am very pleased with how that is starting to look. Now, we will cut the rest of the stem off because that was too much of the stem. A 3D pump. I am not that advanced. If you have instructions for that, I may try that in the future. Some funny looking pumpkins here. Tiny mushrooms, yes, that could be the case as well. By the way, Cooking for Noobs is brother-in-law and mother-in-law and grandmother-in-law. One of my best friends is coming over for dinner tonight to consume the chicken boodle soup. Funny looking things are okay on stream. Christina's on 4 days a week. I will not share that with her. Okay. Hello, Christina Cooks. I hope you're having a wonderful day and that you're eating your veggies. I'm glad to hear that, Christina. Do you also make sure to get enough iron in your diet? That is something that everyone forgets to add to their diet. You may need some iron supplements. My doctor who prescribes my thyroid medications, he told me how important making sure my iron is at the right level is also, it's very important. Alright, we have about 1,000 chopped carrots now. It is time to move on to the celery, which is one of my favorite things to chop. It's also one of Cooking for Noobs' favorite things to chop. And you will see why. It's just so much fun. The sound it makes, how it feels when you're slicing through the celery. It's just quite the experience. If you're having a bad day, just go to this grocery store and get yourself a big thing of celery and just chop, my dear. Just chop. You're gonna feel so much better. I promise. Yes, we do not want anemia while chopping. That would be bad. Now that we finished the carrots, like I said, we are moving on to the celery. And I have a full rotisserie chicken that I will rip apart later because I would like to use that instead of cooking chicken into soup because I think it will be more moist and it will be a little bit easier to work with. Let's get a bowl. And we will add our carrots, both the regular and the pumpkin shaped, to our bowl. They all go to the same place. Best not to get, yes. Hashtag Team Anemic. Oh, wow. Won't be soggy. The carrots or what are we talking about being soggy? Just because I'm 102 years old doesn't mean I don't like to go and work out. You got to take care of the body that God gave you. Am I right? The straw is really the only way to go when you have a face like mine. Let us chop an onion. And we need, how many carrots are we gonna use? Does this recipe doesn't actually call for carrots, which is strange for a chicken. Oh yes, it does. 2 carrots sliced. Okay, we have done that now. The anti-wrinkle cream is working great on my arms, but not on my face. I don't know what I was thinking when I just put it on my arms, and I also have gotten way too much sun, clearly. What can I tell you? Stay out of the sun, wear your sunscreen, use your anti-wrinkle cream on your face. Also, are they frozen peas, canned peas, or fresh from the pod peas? I can help you if I know where they have come from. I will now grab an onion and some celery. And maybe some garlic while I'm at it. 3 birds with 1 stone, you know. Frozen. Oh, all you need to do is just follow the directions on the bag. Or you can put them in a microwave-safe dish with about a tablespoon or 2 of water, covered with a microwave-safe covering, preferably plastic wrap. Stabbed with a couple of times with a knife, and then just try 30 seconds at a time until it's cooked to your liking. Drain the water, add some butter and salt and pepper, maybe some bacon, maybe some cheese, whatever you like on your peas. I won't judge you. Okay. Microwave is broken, then I'm going to have to suggest that you boil them on the stove top. That is my best tip for you. Otherwise, you can just put them in the fridge and let them thaw on their own and you could eat them ice cold. We need, it calls for 2 stalks of celery. Obviously, we are going to double that. Dr. Skeleton, thank you for the follow. I have a bunch of people coming over to eat today, and I want to make sure I have made enough for everyone to eat to their heart's content. I also have 2 loaves of bread, and I will be chopping those up, possibly making them into garlic bread, even though they are already garlic loaves. We might add some butter, some garlic, and just make it all a lot more fun and delicious, because who doesn't love a good garlic bread? I love a good garlic bread. I don't care if my breath smells for 3 days. The people around me can just, they can just deal with it, right? Dr. Skeleton, thank you for following. I will now pat your head. It will keep the vampires away. I firmly believe in the vampires, and yes, I think the garlic has saved me more than once. Now that we have washed 4 stalks of celery instead of 2, we are rebels here. We are going to slice those, and as I said earlier, it's just a wonderful therapeutic event to chop celery in your own home with your own cutting board and your own knife. Allow me to demonstrate. We will chop off the undesirable parts that I think look scary and inedible. They may be edible, they're just not as pretty as some other parts. I have heard that celery is one of the dirtiest vegetables that you can buy at the grocery store, so make sure to wash them very, very thoroughly. Garlic is fantastic. I completely, wholeheartedly agree with you. Listen to that crunch. Satisfying, no? We will now add that to a bowl. That's because she's a genius, Zagon. She knows what's good. The celery into the green bowl, I think. Next, we will prep the onion, and then the garlic will be last because that tends to make a bigger mess than all of those things. Just get a little bit of this peel off, get a little head start with the peeling. I'm glad you are enjoying my playlist. Thank you for saying that, dude. I peeled a little bit too much, but now I just have to commit. Alright, we have about 30 minutes before the usual end of the stream. I am going to see how much I can accomplish in that amount of time. We have the carrots, some are shaped as pumpkins. We have our celery. And here we are prepping our onions and then the garlic. We are going to add all of these things and saute them. And get our chicken boodle soup all ready to go. Go in with the, let's see, what goes? Onions and garlic and celery all goes together. So we're just going to toss that all in right there with the celery. Nice knife work. Thank you very much. I've had a little bit of practice. Now we've got the onions. Let's do the other half.